Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar, wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk, Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar, we about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5.
Woo!
Hey, what it do? What it do? Your man Wild Card Mar back in the building. We are here. It's episode 447, and as you know, it is Tuesday. I know we missed last Tuesday. It's not Randy's fault. It's all my fault. All right, it's all my fault. I'll take all the heat. I fucked up. I was asleep. I was slumped. I missed a good ass night of Tuesday night basketball last Tuesday. I was not going to miss anything else, and I damn sure was not going to miss the opportunity to let my brother talk his shit about his Knicks. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. Hey, how you doing, bro? First of all, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glowing. I'm doing fantastic. The sun is always bright. It's always a cool 67 degrees. Everything. It's a beautiful world because the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Not since 2000.
Yeah. And that was the strike shortened season, if I remember. Also the Spurs, if I remember correct.
Yeah,
in the finals that year. So, but let's talk about it, dog. Let's. How you really feeling? Because obviously the series is not over. Technically, it's not over. Look, technically. It's not over. Figuratively and spiritually, I think it's over. Literally, but I know they still got to close out one more game. Just especially who the opponent is, I think matters in this situation too. I think it matters in this. But kind of give me your synopsis on just this series, because here's the thing, Randy. People are going to focus on the Celtics. And they're going, oh, they're not healthy. They're banged up. This and that. Celtics this, Celtics that. I'm going to say this, and then I definitely want you to follow up with this, bro. So I talked about this last night, and I was looking at all the games. And one thing that I don't want Celtics fans to do, I damn sure I'm not going to allow you to sit there and say that this series is over is because Jason Tatum's injury. I won't allow you to do that. Because first of all, he got hurt in the fourth quarter after you've already blown the third double-digit lead. All right? And it was 3 minutes left. All right? And you were down 111, 104. So I can't let no Boston Celtics fans slide with that shit.
Absolutely not.
Not allowing it. All right. So cut the bullshit. All right? Not letting that fly. All right. So, and then as much as they want to make it a hard deal about the Celtics, jacking up all these threes, which is bad basketball. It is. It's piss poor basketball. Is bad in the sense of you weren't making them, but you keep shooting them. My thing is, you gave up 3 games. That's you. That's you. But at the same time, and this is where I want you to come in.
Yeah.
I need you to talk about how people need to really be giving the Knicks more credit in the fact that they're up 3-1 and not down, possibly 1-3.
100%. So let me start by saying I know exactly why this narrative exists. It's because the media hates the Knicks, and the media has always hated the Knicks. The media has not given credit to the Knicks for a very long time, even in our best years, even since the Brunson era, where we have been a much better team. They still don't give the Knicks credit.
Yeah.
So first with injuries, and I do want to talk about injuries in the other Eastern matchup as well, because
that matters too.
The narrative in both of these cases is very slanted. First of all, the only significant injuries up until Tatum were Porzingis, who played in every game.
Yes.
He played limited minutes, but he played.
He was available and he played in every game. Yes.
Yeah, and Hauser, who is not the Celtics difference maker. With a bench as deep as they have, Hauser was not going to be the difference there.
Yeah.
And he got injured at the end of game 2. So he was even available in the first game they blew the lead in.
Yeah.
Tatum, like you said, went out at the end of game 4 when they had already blown a lead. So, yeah, no, the injuries are not an excuse. Man got away from what made them champions. All right. Yeah. We'll address the comments too. But so yes, they shot a bunch of horrible threes, but it's not that simple. When in the second half of the first game, Thibodeau made the adjustment. Instead of guarding around the perimeter so much and leading to a bunch of double teams that ended up leading to open threes, they moved Cat closer to the paint.
The paint.
And so that forced
the
Celtics were forced to take a bunch of threes because they couldn't get to the paint, and they ended up taking bad ones. And one of the things that's important about the psychology of basketball is if you make a bunch of bad shots in a row, your shots afterwards are now going to have that pressure. That's why we think of the hot hand and the cold streak, right? Like the mental game is there now because you've already missed a bunch of shots. Now you're rushing to try to keep up.
Yeah.
And that was what screwed them the first time when they threw the most missed threes in a playoff game in history. That was as just as much a part why as it was their own fault. Game 2, kind of more or less the same thing. They didn't really learn.
It went the same way.
Yeah.
Only difference is they decided to take at probably like maybe they took 20 less attempts.
Yeah, exactly. Right, but more or less the strategy was the same. They didn't learn from the first game because I think they thought, oh, we just shot badly, so we'll shoot better next time, right? But like it's not that simple.
Yeah,
and
solution
exactly. And also, and I'll say this now because I know the narrative around Tatum, especially because he's injured, is going to change a lot. Tatum, what I've said about Tatum for a while now is that of all of the superstars, of any superstar, he is not that consequential to the success of his team, particularly in the postseason. He did not play well in game 1 or game 2, even while they were in the lead, not even just at the end. He didn't play that well.
Hey, you could take it a step further. I was really looking at these games. The real only game that Jason Tatum really got off was the one last night that he got hurt.
Yep, exactly. Game 3 was better than 1 and 2. Game 4 was really his superstar game.
Shooting percentage wise, he hasn't really been shooting great in this series.
Yeah, and if you looked at when they won the championship in the finals, and I was the one banging the gavel then, Game 5 was the only game of the finals that he played well in. He disappeared the entire rest of the finals, and his team won the games without him. That's why Jaylen Brown was the finals MVP and not him. Drew Holiday also went off through that series and played better than Tatum. So Tatum was like maybe 4th best player on his team for that series outside of game 5. So Tatum isn't that kind of superstar. He's not clutch. He's a great front runner. If he's been given a good cushion and the pressure is off, he can go off. And he will have games individually where he does perform like a superstar in the clutch. Game 4 was a good example of that, right? That game was in the balance and he performed like a superstar. But he does not do that consistently. And if you have a superstar like Brunson, who is that clutch guy, the clutch player of the year, most points.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, most points in the clutch, both in the regular season and the postseason.
Hey,
and then you have another superstar whose main strength is front running.
Hey, fam.
This is what happens.
I was waiting for you. Hey, I was waiting for you, but I was waiting for you to say that clutch player of the year. Hey, but real talk, Jalen has been backing it up in the postseason, especially in this series. He's been backing it up. So I'm not going to make fun of him too much for that. And I'm definitely not going to piss on your Knicks fans parade for.
He's arguably been the best player in the playoffs so far. You can make an argument for a couple other guys like Jokic, but like Brunson has a really good argument for being the best player in the postseason so far.
You can make an argument for sure. Real quick, I'm gonna get to these comments. My man Motown Chris, what up, bro? That's fam right there. Man Down Sports. Zoe's running the account tonight. What? Zoe? Hey man, I had to put an APB out for you, bro. I was like, because so here's the thing about Zoe. I did the series for the opening NFL season this past season, and we was talking about the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I fell for the okie doke. I meant to get at Zoe, be like, man, I fell for y'all okie doke, Falcons okie doke. I fell for it. I don't know if I can fall for it. No, I ain't gonna say that. Things in the South has changed, but we'll get back to NFL talk some other time. But no, my man Chris, it's gonna sound crazy, but Tatum Achilles is the best thing that could happen to the Celtics.
I would like to have him elaborate. I'm curious as to what he means by that.
Yeah, elaborate on that just a tad bit more, Chris, because I don't want to interpret what you're trying to say or misconstrue anything that you're going to say. So elaborate on that a little bit more. I will say this. I just think when you've blown 3 leads, double-digit leads, and this might sound crazy, even if Tatum didn't get hurt, I still think that series is over.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, again, they were in the lead already.
They were already in the lead. And here's the thing. I get it. You play a certain style of basketball that got you a championship last year. You didn't play that same way this year, whether they want to admit it or not. All right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to admit it. We can see it as basketball fans. That was a different style of basketball. And quite frankly, look, I'm not falling for the injury thing because this is playoff basketball. This is May. Who's 100% healthy right now? Who?
Well, I was going to get to that. So, first of all, so if we talk about last year's championship, their strategy also was to put up an insane amount of threes, right? They had the highest 3-point attempt percentage of any team in the NBA. The reason why I think they got away with that was because of the teams they went against. They went against the Pacers, who didn't belong there, and we're going to talk about the Pacers.
Yeah,
I don't even remember who they went against in the first round, but it was a team that they went against in the first round. There was a low seeding team.
I think it was Miami. They blew them. They swept them.
Right, exactly. So yeah, Miami. Then they went against the Pacers. It wasn't immediately against the Pacers. There was someone in between. I'm trying to remember. And then they went against the Mavericks, whose biggest issue was defense, right? So they went against teams that they could get away with that play style with. They had the depth. The threes were hitting. And yeah, that's not the best way to play, but they got away with it because they had the talent and they had good opponents for it. Now they were really challenged on that. Better one.
He's pretty much saying that with Tatum going down, it lets Jaylen Brown kind of just be the lead and just run the offense through him.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that because Brown generally, I think, has been the better of the two when it comes to in the clutch performance. Although he was really bad in game 4.
Okay, so I think that's the genesis of the actual conversation. Where exactly do people prioritize the actual hierarchy in Boston? I think people need to actually have that conversation first before they can understand how the rest of this team is going to function past this collapse. Because it was cool when you got the championship, and yes, that puts a lot of things under the rug. You can sweep under the rug because you got a championship. Or when you follow back and look at their performance just in this series particular, and you're like, damn, that's our defending champs.
Yeah,
we got to have a conversation on how are we going to run our offense from the future, because you need to. For me, I think they need to find an actual true identity of their actual offense.
Yes, and it can't just be shot chucking. It can't just be 3-pointers.
So,
and Jaylen Brown is a good paint player, right? Like, he's somebody who can get in the paint really well. If you wanted to mix more of that in there, it would make more sense to use him than Tatum for that.
The crazy thing is, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ray.
So I also want to talk about, since I just brought up the Pacers. Now, what do you think of the whole narrative going on with the with Halliburton right now, with the overrated survey and everything that's gone on in that series? Because I have some thoughts.
Hey, people can say whatever the hell they want, man. You know what's great about what we do, Randy? God gave me 2 eyes, and I can see what I've been seeing. And is Tyrese Halliburton the best player in the league right now? No, I don't think you're gonna find anybody to say that. But one thing I will say, you keep calling this man overrated, he's keep packing you motherfuckers home.
So let's talk about that. Okay.
I mean, he just sent the squad home, man. They was talking real reckless.
He did, yes. And I'll put everything in context. So let's look at the past 2 years of the Pacers in the playoffs. This current Halliburton core.
Yes, with him and Siakam and a couple other players. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so first series they beat the Bucks. Guess who wasn't playing for the Bucks? Both Giannis and Dame Lillard were out for the Bucks, and they beat them
last year. Yeah,
Next, my Knicks with Dante DiVincenzo out, Julius Randle out, Mitchell Robinson out, Brunson playing through an injury, Bojan Bogdanovic out. OG Anunoby out as well.
Yeah, y'all had injuries last year. By the time they got to y'all,
crazy injuries. We were just finding people to put in the starting rotation because of how many injuries.
Jalen had the hand injury in that series.
Yeah, he was playing through the hand injury. The only starter, Hart wasn't even elevated to being like a main starter yet, and he was the only one that was healthy. And the Knicks still took them to a game 7 with that many injuries, but they got past the Knicks. They go to the Celtics, the first healthy team, and they get swept. This year, they beat the Bucks. Bucks also have a bunch of injuries, including Dame Lillard again. Then they beat the Cavaliers. First, game 1, Darius Garland was out. Game 2, Darius Garland, Defensive Player of the Year Evan Mobley, and Hunter were all out. Game 3, they come back, they destroy the Pacers. Now, I have to give, in my narrative right here, I have to give the Pacers credit. Because game 4 and 5 don't have that excuse. Yeah. Everyone was healthy.
Yeah.
So I got to give them credit for that. We could talk about maybe the mental effect of already being down 1-2. Yeah. That was present in those games. The effects of the injuries that the players came back from. But I think that people are taking the credit that they should be giving to the Knicks and instead they're giving it to Halliburton. And I think that a lot of what has been happening with him has in fact reinforced a lot of those concerns of, okay, but can you beat a really good team where everyone is healthy? Now, maybe game 4 and 5 are the answer to that question.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when we meet them in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I don't think they've proven as much as everybody thinks that they've proven, because there are reasons why they beat pretty much everybody that they've beaten in the playoffs. And the one time they faced a fully healthy team, a fully healthy good team, they got swept.
Hmm.
So what do you think of all of that?
No, at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna say whatever about Halliburton being overrated or whatnot. All I know is that there's going to have to be a point in time where Tyrese Halliburton is going to have to get past the Knicks. I think he has to.
Mm-hmm.
He has to. But here's especially this last series with Indiana closing it out tonight. And here's what I'll say about this. I got from Tyrese Halliburton the expectations that I had of Spider. And what I mean by that is, yeah, Spider had that great game. Was it game 4? Really threw up 40 points and they still lost. Yeah, game 3, he balled out, but they still lost. So his 48 points didn't mean nothing. And I don't mean it like that. What I'm saying is that it didn't lead to a winning effort. So he done all he could. He needed some help. All right, in that game. But what I'm saying,
and in this game also, he put up 35 points and they still lost.
Yeah, I mean, and that was on a bum ankle.
And
so my main point is that the expectations that I have of Spider Mitchell, I was getting from Halliburton. I was expecting Spider to be the guy to close out these games and have his team in position to win. Look, maybe my expectations were a bit too high. I don't think they were. You're the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. No, fuck that. I'm not sorry. You were the number 1 seed, and your expectations are automatically high, and you did not perform up to those same expectations as a whole. Yes, Spider had individual good games, but I'm talking about the clutch. Shut the game down. It's in our pocket. Let's go home. I was getting that from Halliburton, but I had the expectations that I should have been getting that from Donovan. I should have been getting that from Spider.
So I think that this is very much the way in which that we view basketball is how much do you view it on an individual level versus a team level, right? So game 2 was the game that made everyone give Halliburton an insane amount of credit. Like, damn, Halliburton, Halliburton is, he's blowing the overrated allegations, he's beaten those, all of that. He didn't play that well in game 2. He got the last shot, but they were down very close despite the other team missing 2 of their 3 best players. And he put up 19 points on pretty bad efficiency. He just happened to be the one with the closing shot. So if you think about that in terms of narrative, right? Like the narrative now with the Cavaliers is going to be like, well, they blew it. And they did blow it 100%.
Oh, they did. And they did, bro.
They did. But I think that Donovan Mitchell is getting a lot of the blame for that. And
but Randy, to be fair, we know why he's going to get the blame.
Because he's their first option.
He's their first option. He's their quote-unquote superstar of that team. And when you put up the numbers and the winning, you got 6 man. No, did they get 6 man of the year? Who was 6 man? Coach of the year. I know they got coach of the year. You got defensive player of the year. You got number 1 seed. It's kind of like, damn, for them to fall this flat and get eliminated 3-1 or 4-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to defend the last 2 games because they don't have the injury excuses there, and that's true 100%. Garland was actually, I think, is more responsible than Mitchell was. Garland underperformed pretty significantly in game 5.
No, they put out the search team for him. I saw it. They put out the team for him.
Yeah, man disappeared. So that's what I'm saying is like if you're
they call FBI, they call SWAT, they call IRS. They call USA. They call China. They call Mexico. They called everybody. They said, "Have you seen this Garland fella? We can't find him. We need him." Yeah.
Right. So I think if you're looking at it, it's just like, okay, if we're the ones that are like trying to fix the Cavaliers to make them have them live to the championship ceiling that they have, where do you look? And I think you look at Garland before you look at Mitchell.
Oh,
especially considering the injuries, just like how is he going to be injury prone in the playoffs going forward? How are these injuries going to have lingering effects? Is that why he underperformed so much since coming back? These are things to look at for sure.
No doubt. I don't know, man. It's just for me, just the way that Cleveland has. I give them the credit. They made the trade, get Donovan. They did make some moves. They're trying. They really are. But damn it, I don't know if it's a Spider Mitchell curse or something. It's like any team that he's on, he'll get them to the show. But it's like when it's time to really dance at the big dance, it's like he forgot how to two-step. I don't know what it.
It's funny that you talk about curses because I've been on the whole thing before Game 4. I've been on the whole thing about the Halliburton curse, where all of his playoff opponents magically have one of their two best players getting injured.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, again, Game 4 and 5 don't have that excuse. He legitimately went off for those, and now they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals again. Should have been the first time of them going, not the second, but they got there. Yeah. So what do you, and don't think about making me get defensive. Who do you think about the matchup between the Knicks and the Pacers? What do you think of that matchup?
Hey, what's up, Bobby? Hey, if you want to join for the last 30 minutes, let me know. I'll send you the link. So yeah, just let me know, bro. No, this matchup right here, obviously you watch wrestling. So I was talking about this with the bros earlier. NBA ain't the only people that want this matchup between the Pacers and the Knicks.
True.
All my wrestling fans, this is a callback. When they was in Madison Square Garden, Halliburton was in the building, and they had to face off with him and Jalen Brunson. Maybe I should have paid more attention to that because they was probably foreshadowing what we're about to get. But NBA ain't the only people that can't wait for that matchup. Now, this matchup right here, this is the type of matchup where this is going to be such an old school mid-90s, early 90s, late 80s feel on this whole series right here.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense considering that's where our rivalry stemmed from. Back in the Reggie Miller days.
Exactly. And be prepared for Tyrese Halliburton to take the villain role of the Reggie Miller. And be prepared for Spike Lee to turn his shit up. And be prepared for it's going to be some physical basketball.
Yes.
The key is who's going to make it endurance-wise, as in healthy, who going to be able to withstand the series, all the bumps, the bruises, the knocking, because they're going to bang. Because we see them with the refs are letting them bang. The refs are letting if you are, just look at the whole landscape of the whole playoff so far. And if anybody disagrees with me, we can have the conversation. But if you look at it, the referees are letting them get physical.
Mm-hmm.
And people can say that it gives us a real old school 90s type of feel. And this was one of the highlight matchups in that time era.
I wish they'd let the teams get more physical all the time. I wish they would let it even more.
Randy, this is such a nostalgic matchup for me. And I might mess around and cancel everything in my life and just stay focused and watch this series. Like, for real. This is a nostalgic, old school NBA gym. He's on fire type of feel, type of shit, bro. Like, I'm geeked for it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for y'all to stop bullshit. Look, I'm gonna tell you this now, and I'm gonna knock on the wood. If y'all fuck around and let this series keep bullshit and linger on and don't give me what the hell I want, man, we gonna have some conversations with the Knicks.
Trust me, if we can't close out the Celtics with Tatum out, then I'm gonna storm to Madison Square Garden myself and talk to Tom directly.
Well, we gotta have some conversations if y'all don't finish this shit out tomorrow. All right, just hey, finish it. Don't play around. Don't fuck around. End it. But I will say this about Jason Tatum's injury. It was unfortunate. But boy, they got that boy's surgery in and out quick. Oh, they weren't fucking around, were they? Oh, they weren't fucking. They said that I knew they had the MRI done last night. I just had a gut feeling because the way that he went down, they was like, just for shits and giggles, let's just go ahead and get it done now. And then they was like, it probably took a couple of hours for them to wait, let the swelling go down. They probably did the MRI. And while we were asleep, I had a gut feeling. I said, these motherfuckers going to have an actual diagnosis before we even wake up for the crows come. Mid-afternoon, breaking news, a successful surgery. Oh, shit. God damn.
You think they're going to try to force him back onto the court? The NBA is pretty cutthroat when it comes to their money. They might try to be like, hey, so like, you're going to get back out there, right?
Bro, they wasted no time to get Tatum in that surgery room. They said,
"Oh, violate some HIPAA laws." There's no way they did rushing that shit that quick. There's no way they gave that the whole secondary like extra look and all that.
I don't think they cared.
Yeah, just like bro, just go out there.
Bro, they saw the initial look and said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and get this done over." But hey, I'm not mad at them. Hey, because you look at the timetable, you at least talking about at least 9 months to a year.
He's gonna, did you ever watch that South Park episode where Kyle tries to be black and a basketball player, and he makes a jump and his knees both explode on impact and he just falls over? That if they didn't do it right and Tatum ends up going back on that floor, maybe we'll see some Achilles popping in the wrong direction. Wrong, bad jump.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my man Bobby in here in just a second because he's a Cavs fan. I definitely want to get his take on the elimination of his squad. I'm gonna send him the link real quick to get him tapped in. But yeah, man. Overall, kind of give me, outside your Knicks, kind of give me like the synopsis on how you liking the playoffs so far. Any team that's shocked you so far that we're now in this, we're literally so close to the conference finals. In any team that shouldn't be here, any team that is here that belongs here, kind of give me a quick synopsis.
I wouldn't say there's any team that shouldn't be here. I think that the Timberwolves beating the Lakers was well within the realm of expectations. I don't think that they were like necessarily the favorite, but I don't think it was a huge gap. That could have gone either way for me. Warriors, I thought were going to beat the Rockets. I said so when I was here, and they did. I think that one's pretty much over now that Steph is hurt. I mean, playoff Butler could go off, but it's not likely. I think Timberwolves are pretty much guaranteed now. I'm the most surprising thing for me, aside from obviously all like the crazy fourth quarter comebacks in Knicks and Celtics, I didn't expect OKC and the Nuggets to be as this battle to the very last second all the time. Like I thought OKC was a decent. I knew Nuggets are great. I'm not going off on them, but I thought OKC was enough better that it wouldn't have been this close every time.
It's going 7. Get prepared, y'all. It's going 7.
I'm saying that for sure.
Yeah, it's going 7. And not off of. I just think just because these two teams, they just keep going back and forth, like you said, is a never ending like give and take. It's struggle. It's like they go on a run, Denver follows back, and OKC. Because I'm watching the game right now in the background, nobody's really taking full control of this series.
They're
Like,
closer teams than I thought they were. Like
yeah,
the OKC with the best net rating in the in NBA history. Everyone being like on the top of like offensive and defensive net ratings, while the Nuggets fired their coach because their defense wasn't good enough.
man,
Supposedly, I thought that OKC was the more well-rounded team,
I thought so too.
and I thought that that would be the reason why they would win.
Now, I will play devil's advocate on this series because as much as I've been excited about the young OKC Thunder, and some of them do have a little playoff experience, they played with each other last year,
Yeah.
but it still does not trump the actual championship experience that comes with at least Jokic by himself and whatever you got that you can get with Murray, Gordon, and Porter Jr. if you can get them on a consistent basis. But let me bring my man Bobby in here, man, because I know he's a little hurt, a little sad right now in Cleveland Cavaliers.
I ain't sad. Don't you put that energy on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm just fine. I'm just fine, sir. Nah.
Bro, what's up, man? Hey, man, it's not that I ain't got love for you. I got mad love for you. What's up, man?
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's like
talk to the people, man. What happened, man? What happened with the Cavs, bro? Y'all were the number 1 seed. You got Coach of the Year. You got Spider Mitchell. You got Defensive Player of the Year. What happened, man? Y'all shouldn't have gone out 1-4, man.
I mean, everything was for naught. It is what it is. Like what's your name, bro? All I see is Nixon 5.
Randy.
Randy saying like you can't use an injury thing. Just because somebody's on the court don't mean you ain't hurt. Like I don't know if you saw Darius, he's hobbling all over. He's falling for no reason. He's clearly hurt. He just because of the previous 2 seasons, he's in a situation where it's peer pressure. He has to like what can he do? He had he was our best player a couple years ago when we played the Knicks. He was the best player in that for us in that series.
And this is before you got Spider, right?
No, Spider was there.
Oh, okay.
No, Darius Garland played the best against the Knicks as a Cav.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you come back last year, you had the broken jaw. He was basically done all year and had the terrible playoff series. And you come back this year, everybody's thinking back to is last year. Jared Allen not wanting to take the shot against Boston to play.
Ooh.
Everybody being hurt, and you come back to this year, it's peer pressure. Like, what can he do? If he doesn't sit out, he's a pump. I mean, if he sits out, he's a pump. If he plays and plays bad, he's not ready. He's not reliable. Now, if you know me, I'm a realist about my teams. I like Darius Garland as a player. I wanted to trade him for 2 seasons, not because I don't think he's a good player. I'm not a fan of the 2 6-1 guard backcourt.
Because y'all
that's my thing. You can't. We went 4 games, 5 games. Sorry. The people who were bringing the ball up were DeAndre Hunter, Isaac Okoro. Why is Isaac Okoro playing point guard?
Are you serious?
Yeah, you didn't see the game?
No.
Isaac Okoro is bringing the ball up because Ty Jerome can't get the ball past half court.
I guess I didn't pay attention to that part.
So they brought in Isaac Okoro to handle the ball because Ty Jerome or Darius Garland can't get past half court because they're being bodied up by Neesmith, by Mathurin, by Nembhard. Donovan is exhausted. He can't bring the ball up. So this is really on the coaching. You bring up Coach of the Year. Kenny Atkinson got clearly outcoached to the point where I really can't blame the players. We do have a 3rd point guard on the roster. For those who don't know, his name's Craig Porter Jr. And actually, I think he's a better player than Ty Jerome. I don't know. Here's a thought. How about have your 3rd point guard bring the ball up? Because he wasn't scared when he got in the game. He had 1 turnover and got relegated back to the bench. Yeah, Isaac Okoro, who can't hit the broadside of a barn with a tractor trailer, is just allowed to go on the court and just throw up shot after shot after shot and just break. Dean Wade is allowed to go up there and put up shot after shot after shot to keep missing. It's like, you had the limit restriction all season. So guess who's playing? These backups. That's why they got all this. That's why we got the reputation for being deep. Oh, they're so deep.
Yeah.
But then come playoff time, you didn't use your depth.
Yeah.
You left all your depth on the bill. All these guys that you've been relying on for 82 games, you suddenly forgot about. Even in this game. Todd Jerome didn't play until the third quarter because he'd been playing now. Granted, he'd been playing bad. He didn't earn it, but still, you rode this guy to the point where some people believe he could have won 6 Man of the Year. And now you give up on him in game 5.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a bad look all the way around.
Especially when you just won coach of the year and you getting out coached. Hell yeah.
Yeah, getting out coached. You got outmaneuvered. He was just too little too late. He would come up with a strategy, something that would work. And instead of getting off it, he would keep it going until it failed drastically. Like game 3, we hit him with the 3-2 zone, caught him completely off guard. So when you do game 4, okay, I'm gonna put a wrinkle on it. I'm gonna do this. Nope, I'm gonna come out with the exact same 3-2 zone. Hey, let's see if you could beat it. Guess what Rick Carlisle's been doing for the last 48 hours? Trying to figure out how to beat your 2-3 zone and the 3-2 zone, and they did it.
Yeah.
And then you had no response for it. I don't know what we now have to wait till game the next game just to see it. It was his in-game adjustments were just horrible. Like I said, once they demoralized themselves because once you found out everybody was hurt going into game 2, it's almost like you can see that game, right? But then they come out and we're up by 20. We're up by 7 with a minute left. Just hang on, and guess what? We steal this game. We get these guys back for game 3. We go into Indiana 1-1 and then win that game. It's a different ball game.
Yeah, different series.
Right. But you trick that off. You demoralize yourselves. You go in there, you know, it was just, and people forget. People will say, or look at this and say, oh, it's an upset. It's an upset. Indiana's actually the more experienced team. People forget they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last season.
Yeah.
I did address why they were in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, the injuries, you know, whether they got the red carpet or not,
they got that.
They have the experience of winning in this round.
Mm-hmm.
They took down the in-season tournament. As irrelevant as people think it is, the experience of winning something, of saying I want to accomplish this and then going to accomplish it, can do wonders for your psyche, especially of athletes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
go ask Markel Fultz how psyche plays with you in sports.
And that's kind of what I was getting at before when I was talking about the effect of the psychological effect in this game, because with the first 2 games, like is Pacers history, you had Garland out in game 1, and then you had Garland, Mobley, and Hunter all out in game 2.
Right.
So what I was basically to say is, like, this just reinforces what's been the case for the Pacers. They prey on a team that has at least one of their best players out. I think that in addition to Garland still clearly having signs of being hurt, the fact that they were down 1-2 already did also play a role psychologically in how the following games went. Even though Mitchell still played great for the most part, there were still underperformances, like you said, from the players around him. Do you think that played a big role in games 4 and 5?
Absolutely. You can see it because the one thing, despite everything, you can say Indiana was a much physical team. You can say whatever you want to say. We shot the ball like crap.
Yeah, and they was trying to take our heads off, bro.
But it's done. If we shoot like we shot in the regular season, this is a sweep the other way. We shot 30% for the series. 3.
Disgusting.
After being the best 3-point shooting team in the league, and you can see it. I'm sure we've all hooped.
Yeah.
When you miss shots, you can tell by 3 things. If it goes long, you're too pumped up, right? You got that adrenaline in you.
Mm-hmm.
If it's short,
being too cautious.
You're either tired or you're tight. You're nervous. You got that nervous energy. I need
Yeah,
to press.
that's what I was kind of.
Look at all of our shots. Short. Everybody was tight. It's just like I said, psychologically, they're just trying to press so hard. Gotta make this. Everything was short. And nobody at no point could they have that relaxation period.
Well, because y'all almost fell into the same trap Boston did when they were blowing their leads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at both series. It's the same.
Yes.
Look at both series. It's the same.
Yes. So, but look, I've still got to give credit to the teams that won the series and are in the lead of the series. Yeah. But I'm glad I got you fellas here because it's a guy named Damian Lillard in Milwaukee. He waited too late to leave his original home in Portland. But I'm a bring it full circle because his teammate now is talking about he wants to have an open dialogue of leaving Milwaukee. And I'm gonna say that, hey, I commend the fella. You won a championship in that small market. I think you done all you can in Milwaukee, bro. You 30. Yeah, you still got money left on that contract. You still got a nice little chunk of change on that play option too. Mm-hmm. But hey, man, if you feel like you've hit the ceiling, it's Milwaukee. You've hit the ceiling, bro. It's okay if you want to move on. But if you feel that you can do opposite of Damian Lillard and actually get people to come to you, then by all means, if you're going to be in agreement with the organization that, hey, maybe we'll go full force recruit, get people to Milwaukee. I don't know how that's possible. It's Milwaukee, but I'll let y'all have.
They had a really good roster at one point. That was why they won the title.
And good coaching. That's not poo-poo and Budenhauser. All right, that's not poo-poo and Budenhauser. But I'm just saying, like, if you are Giannis, I want you to put your Giannis head on. Randy Weber, what makes the most total sense for you as a 30-year-old, with a lot of money and your prime years still left?
Oh, I have an answer. It's the Spurs. I know that the Spurs. The Spurs.
That's disgusting. Him and Wemby.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Pending.
And here's the thing: if you're a player,
wait, hold on, time out. Please let that marinate right quick. Let that marinate for a little bit, y'all. That's nasty, dog.
So yeah, and I have heard a few different teams be rumored for Giannis to go to, including the Knicks, and I've thought about several different options. Yes. I think if you're a player that wants to do the best you can to be on a team that has the most long-term value, the most value to do the most with, I think being on the team that Wemby's on is it. Wemby is undoubtedly going to be possibly the best player in the NBA within the next couple of years. I don't think there's even a doubt about that. And he's young. He's still on a rookie contract. They just got from the Kings,
Fox.
Yeah. A really good for a third option, Fox. That's if you get on that team, you are guaranteeing that Fox you're going to have a title window for years, basically until Giannis retires. If he stays there, he's in a title window.
Wait, time out.
And they'll have the money to pay him too because their best player's still on a rookie deal.
Hold on, time out. Imagine a roster with a fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, and fucking De'Aaron Fox on your starting five.
Bro, for real. That's Western Conference Finals possibly every year for the next few years.
Bro, no, you can literally probably just pay them three and fill the rest of your roster with just vet minimum roster guys and say, hey, you chasing a ring before you get up out of here? Come on down to San Antonio.
No, you can't do that.
That's That's nasty work, bro. That is nasty work.
And it would also be a well-balanced roster. I mean, both Giannis and Wemby are great, both offensive and defensive players. So
Hey.
you're not losing anything on either side of the ball with those two. And
Yo,
then you got De'Aaron Fox as a facilitator between the two of them.
Your defense will be crazy between them two. But here's the crazy thing. That would actually give Victor a chance to actually play away from the bucket with Giannis on that squad.
Oh. And you kept imagine having to guard both of them to make sure they don't get into the paint.
What do you
With
do?
Wemby being able to shoot from the outside too.
That's my point. What do you do with 7'4" sitting at the top of the key, lacing it all night? What do you do with that?
You put a shoulder in his chest on the other end. Which
Hey.
is what's going to happen in the playoffs.
Hey, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to use them 6 fouls, baby.
Yeah, but I mean,
Use them up.
I've heard, you know, a lot of people are saying that, but actually, the one I like better is the Knicks. I don't know if you're a Knicks fan, but I like that better.
I am a Knicks fan, yes. And,
Dude, I'm sorry, OG. Thank you for your service. Sorry, Mikhail. Thank you for your service. Give me Brunson, Towns, and Giannis. The Celtics have to blow up their roster. We see what the Cavs are. We see what the Pacers are. I'm sorry, forget Western Conference Finals. You're in the finals the next 4 to 5 seasons.
Ooh, actually, here's why I like that, Bobby. Here's
with
why
one team to beat.
Here's why I like that. Because then you can actually have Brunson, who's been a true point guard. You got Giannis, who can control the paint, and you can actually let Karl Anthony be away from the basket, which he really wants to do.
Come on, pick and roll with Giannis and Brunson with Karl Anthony on the wing.
That's kind of nasty, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
all right, so
And I'm not a big Cat fan. But that's
How about this?
That's a
How
nice
about
little
this?
right there.
Inverted. How about a pick and roll with Giannis and Karl Anthony with Brunson in the corner?
mhm.
Can I interest you in that?
You can
4 to 5
interest me
times
in
a
it.
game.
I'm certainly interested.
Like I say, the reason I like it better is because, like I say, the Celtics are going to blow up their roster. They made it known. New ownership has basically made it known. Where you got your chip, be happy with that for the next 5 years. We're going to blow this thing up so we can make some profit. Like I said, we see what the Cavs are, and we're in a position where we can't make a lot of moves. So our roster is basically going to be the same the next 2 seasons at least.
You are what you are.
Right. We see what the Pacers are, and I mean, who's next? Obviously, if Giannis leaves the Bucks, that's that. We see what the Heat are. Who's the next? Who else is there? It's like Achilles. Is there no one else?
Here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? Give Orlando 2 more years.
My main concern with the idea of doing that is, and I've been kind of a bit of a skeptic with some of the Knicks trades recently, because our biggest issue so far has been bench depth, right? And a big reason why is because all of the big trades we've had are a couple of players for one player, right? To get OG, we gave Quickly and RJ. To get Mikal Bridges, we gave like 1 million picks. And then to get Cat, we gave Randall and Dante. My worry is if we were to say, all right, OG and Mikal equals 1 Giannis, now that is even shorter. Injuries become even more of a concern. Giannis is already 30. I do have, I guess, questions of the long-term value in doing that. That might be the thing maybe to push to a chip, but if it doesn't work, then now you've kind of set the team back further. Randy.
That's at least minimum 5 years of prime Giannis.
Yeah, and the point Mar just brought up.
We're talking about
all those guys you're trying to get to come to Milwaukee. Oh, they'll come to New York.
Yeah, they'll come to New York.
You can build that veteran bench, no problem.
Ain't no way I gotta think about going to Milwaukee, bro. There's no hesitation going to New York. The only thing that you might hesitate is the taxes. That's about it. But other than that, you look at the market, you get the exposure. anybody can get a damn near marketing or some type of endorsement deal in New York. Like, damn. But like you go to Milwaukee?
Yeah, especially now. Like now, there really isn't much reason to go there except to play with Giannis.
Hey, look,
Giannis doesn't seem to be happy enough long term to stay there anyway.
Hey, look, old Milwaukee best can't send out enough endorsement deals for everybody. All right, ain't enough. All right, ain't enough. Ain't enough endorsement deals for Miller Lite. All right, ain't enough endorsements for no cheese in damn Milwaukee.
Hey, they got Harley Davidson.
Okay, my room. Well, we know what demographics getting that one, so you can cut that one down. All right, so damn it, ain't much you got in Milwaukee. All right.
Don't forget Chick-fil-A.
Man, hey, if they close on Sunday, so shit. Hey, damn. What you gonna do on Sunday? Look, at some point in time, this is where I'm giving Giannis his credit. He's seeing the writing on the wall. You got a championship. You've done something that Dame didn't do, but Dame stuck around way too long, and it bite him in the butt. Because now he's washed. And he ain't gonna get a championship. But Giannis already got that in the pocket. And he wants more. But he ain't gonna get it in Milwaukee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Oh, damn, I ain't sorry. Oh, I keep saying sorry. I need to put the weed. I ain't sorry. He ain't winning no more in Milwaukee. So fact of the matter is, he see the writing on the wall. He said, I'm 30. I still got at least minimum 5 prime years. Let me get the hell up out of here. It's going to be hard to move because that's a lot of dough. Yeah. But they'll make it work. They always make it work.
I mean, knowing the Lakers, maybe knowing how they just happen to keep getting people out of nowhere. You know,
hey,
LeBron, Luka, and Giannis.
Okay, look, people could call me a Brian hater all they want. I don't give a damn. I never wanted him on the squad. I've been telling them to move off of him a long time ago, but that's from a different conversation, a different day. 103-100. We got about like a minute and 50 left in this game. Series tied 2-2 between Denver and OKC. Me and Randy were talking about it earlier, Bobby, like how crazy this series is. Definitely going 7 as you were coming in. Give us your thoughts on this crazy series right here.
This reminds me of old school basketball. You know, OKC learning how to win against a team that's been there, done that, and that team that's been there, done that everybody thinks is washed and finished, showing you, no, we still have the heart and mentality of a champion. So yeah, I think the winner of the series probably wins the championship.
Ooh,
at right now as it stands. The only thing
I think that's a fair take. I think this is definitely the best grouping of 2 teams for sure.
I think the only thing that could get in the way is the continued growth of Anthony Edwards. But yeah, I'm loving this series, man. It's this is what Indiana Cleveland should have been.
Yeah. So all right. So here, I want to talk about, because we were just talking about the matchup between Indiana and the New York. So if that's the Eastern Conference Finals, which it will be, knock on wood. You never know.
I told you now.
I knocked it. You know, but that being said, now that you just saw the Pacers in depth as they beat your team, what do you think of the matchup between Indiana and New York? What are your thoughts on what that's likely to look like? Advantages, disadvantages, all that.
Overall, I don't like it for the Knicks, only because of your main concern, depth in New York. The Pacers, they're going to try and turn it into a track meet. And Thibodeau's going to play these guys 45, 46, 47 minutes a game. If it's close at the end, advantage Halliburton, because he's going to be where he wants to be. The the advantage
Over the
Knicks
clutch player of the year? That's
heck,
crazy.
that nonsense, man.
Most clutch points in the
Oh,
play.
wow,
No,
bro.
no. He scored the most points in the fourth quarter. He did not score the most points in the clutch. Darius Garland actually scored the most points in the clutch.
Okay. Most points in the fourth quarter
right.
means a lot for it to be close.
Yeah, but if the Knicks can ugly it up and kind of play a little bit of old school Knicks basketball, obviously advantage Knicks.
Blow it down.
Like I said, they're not going to have the same issues that we had in getting the ball up. Brunson being a bigger body, smaller, even though he's a small guard, he's bigger body. He's and he knows how to use it.
Shifty too.
Yeah,
great paint guy for that.
Absolutely. I would guarantee a Knicks victory if they still had White Dante, but they don't. I love the dude McCain. This dude don't miss, man.
Yeah.
When they need a bucket, he don't miss.
On the defensive possessions too. I mean, game 1 and game 2 were both from him on defense.
Yeah. If Karl Anthony and Robinson can control the paint, because that's another thing that hurt us, our ability to get a rebound when we needed it. Not so much that we got out rebounded during the game. It's just when we needed a rebound,
you got to get it.
Yeah, we couldn't get it. So if Karl Anthony and Robinson can control the team, get those, finish off those possessions, that'll be an advantage for them. Coaching edge, I would give slightly to Indiana. I think Carlisle's a little bit more versatile.
He got the hardware to prove it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they both got rings. I mean, obviously, Carlisle was as a head coach. Tibbs was as an assistant, but they both been there, seen like they've seen everything.
I get that, but there's a difference in that seat, bro.
There is. I mean, they've seen, like, you're not gonna fool either one of these guys.
That's fair.
Much.
That's fair.
The Knicks are gonna have home court.
Yes, and so
they have to take care of it. If Indiana gets a game, it's a problem.
And I'm going to make the case for my Knicks now because I think the Knicks got this series. I'm not that worried. And the main reason why is, first of all, and again, this is not just me being a fan, but also being objective, for sure. We have the more talented team.
Yes, absolutely.
We have the best player in the series. We have the third best player in the series at the very least. We have the better starting five as a whole. Now, I think, and I've been banging the drum for this for a while, Cat and Mitch need to be the two starters. Cat on the 4 and Mitch on the 5 to start. I'm concerned about the two bigs in Indiana, Siakam and Turner, the 3-and-D big bigs, and we need someone bigs who can match them. I think the playing big ball makes a lot of sense, especially since both Cat and Mitch have basically opposite skill sets. So playing them both and then having Hart move to the bench, or it probably Hart, I think makes the most sense in that series. But I think that if they coach well and if they're able to combat with the physicality, because Indiana is a very heavy offense, pretty weak on defense team.
Yeah.
Despite having those two guys who are good defenders, there's still a comparative in terms of defensive rating. They're a weak team. We are a more well-rounded team and we have more talent. So I think the Knicks take this, but there are things they can do to mess it up. And that's, I guess, my main worry is we can't keep fighting from behind. Like,
that's fair.
We can't keep going down. I don't think it's going to be like that because the Celtics were a more talented team than Indiana. Us going down and having to fight back made more sense. But we got to keep control of games. We can't rely on a Brunson miracle.
Right. Oh no, definitely can't do that. The only thing I give you pushback on is I don't think I would start Mitch right away.
Okay.
Because if as I coached for 3 years when I was in the military. If I was coaching this Indiana team, I'm going to make you take him out of the game. Like I'm going to make him irrelevant. The reason, I'm gonna get the tempo going so much that he.
That's what I was about to say. You gonna run track? You like, let's run track.
Example. I'm gonna try and make it, because remember, they run 5 out because all 5 players can shoot, not just because they want to run fast. Miles Turner's will hit threes, obviously. Pascal Siakam will hit 3. Like, so we can keep him, but we can make him irrelevant. And then once it's basically that's basically my version of chopping down the tree. Once I cut you down to size, who do you go to? Now you got to go to Cat. Okay, Miles, go inside, because we know Cat doesn't like to play inside.
Yeah,
and
his post game has improved pretty significantly since being in New York.
He doesn't like to defend inside.
It may have improved, but we still know Tiger don't change their stripes, and Cat don't like down low. All right.
I'm gonna give a little bit of pushback to that, because if you look at one of the things that I've been pushing for Cat to do is, because Cat used to be primarily a perimeter player, right? Like through 3-point shooting and all of that. His 3-point attempts since being coached by Thibodeau have gone down pretty significantly.
They're only like 3 a game.
Now.
But I'm talking about on the defensive end. On the defensive side, I'm gonna make him uncomfortable. I'm gonna make him bang every time down. And then when you bring Mitchell back in, we're spreading it back out, and so, and like you said, I'm gonna try and make you play from behind. We're gonna organize chaos. We're gonna turn this game into organized chaos.
To Randy's credit, and I said this last week on the show, and I'm not the biggest Cat fan. On one of those comebacks, he literally had 1 3-point attempt, and all of his attempts were post, and he actually made an attempt to get to the paint, and I think that was the night he dropped like 28 points or something like that. I was like, for now on, like I did it like the bad boy scene, like for now on, this is how you play basketball. Like if you get that from him offensively, and if you could just get him to just be disruptive on defense, I don't need him to be a world beater. He don't need to be a premier defender on that end. Just be in the way. You got the body. Just be in the way.
Which is another reason why I like the idea of him playing with Mitch, is the fact that he doesn't have to be the primary rim protecting anchor. Mitch can be for the secondary paint aggressive big.
Yes,
exactly. And that's why I want to get Mitch up out of there.
but you got to have a lead to do that, and if you don't, it's kind of like that strategy. You're gonna have to put it in your pocket until you can get into that lead. You got to get into that pole position to do that, and yes, that should worry the absolute dog shit out of you, and that's an absolute great strategy. But if you can't get to it,
true.
I guess all it takes is 2 threes and Tibbs to get scared. Let Miles Turner hit 2 threes, and he's gonna. Yep, Mitch, get up out of here. We got to go small. It's because, and it's not even like a knock on this. It's because all NBA coaches do it.
Yeah.
As soon as they see the big man hit, we got. That's what made Golden State so successful.
Yeah.
Oh, they're killing. We got to match them now. Same with Boston. Boston is like, we dare you. We dare you to keep 2 bigs in.
Yeah.
And Jason Tatum is gonna kill whoever your 4 is. Right. We dare you. And then, it is what it is. But the Knicks have been able to negate that.
Final 112-105. OKC gets the dub. They are now up in the series 3-2. It's going back to Denver. They'll be in Denver probably, what's today? Tuesday. They'll probably be there Thursday. If not Thursday, Friday. One of those days.
I still think that OKC is winning the series, but yeah, I do think it's going to a game 7 for sure.
Hey, man,
they're more well-rounded. That matters a lot.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, man, I'm tired of going against Jokic because
I get it.
His homeboy. No, I'm being on some real shit. Every time I go against Jokic, the sloth little looking thing make me look crazy, bro. Because I'll be like, damn, like, how does he like? What are you doing? What are you on, bro? Like, what are you doing?
I know. Maurice sees yellow and he sees red.
But like for real, I am done going against Jokic. So until you chop the head off, I ain't going against it. I'm sorry. I just seen what the. Come on, man.
What if Denver picks up the phone and calls Milwaukee?
That's a cheat code, bro.
Imagine that pick and roll. Jokic passing to Giannis.
He would never go to the post ever again because he's like, I had no reason to. I'll just be here. I'm Magic Johnson all night. Here you go, Giannis. Oh, if he still got Russ, hey Russ. I still got Porter Jr. Hey, get your jumper right. Aaron Gordon, man, just chill out over there, man. What? Let's stop, bro. Hand them boys a championship. They fuck around and get Giannis, man. That's a cheat code, bro. That's crazy, dog. Hey, man, we gonna get up out of here. I know we did a little extra time, but that's what happens when you get with good company, good people that know what the hell they talking about. And we had good organic conversation. My man Randy, Panther on Acid, if you need audio needs, all right, on Instagram, holler at my man. We gonna when we blow up, we gonna fund the paralegal side of his adventures. Because I'm still proud of my bro. He passed the bar, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Nah, damn that.
You didn't do that thing like Frank Abagnale, did you?
Nah, I'm a big up bro, dog. Nah, I'm a big up bro, man. Yeah.
You give me the horn to big up.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big up bro. Damn right. That's motherfucking excellence right there. Passing the motherfucking bar. I'm gonna bring that up every time I talk to you. I don't care. You gonna get sick of me saying that every time. I don't care.
I won't get sick of it. Trust me.
Good. Cause I ain't gonna get sick of tying. My bro passed a motherfucking bar, bro.
Hey.
And then, y'all know what it is. You see, on my man Bobby's T-shirt and under his name, I.O.W podcast. That's our joint venture that we got going on. Thursdays, we got it going on about 10 Eastern-ish, because I be on CP time. And then on Friday, we be more structured, but it'd be more crazy and wilder on the content. But that's
we might need a good lawyer where we be talking on Friday.
Yeah, that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we be on time on Friday because we gotta give y'all the foolishness and get up out of there. So, but yeah, man, hey, appreciate both of y'all brothers, man, for real. This was great. This was great.
Appreciate it. And also when I'm pushing my legal side of it. You said paralegal. When I'm doing legal promotion, I will 100% promote it on this show.
No, Randy. When we blow up, I'm talking about we're going to fund it. You ain't paying for shit, bro. Like we funding it. That's what I'm saying. Like we gonna have it, dog. This is a business thing. Like we this is a family joint. Like we all, dog. When one eat,
we all eat. Hell yeah, all about that.
And that's how you end the show. Holla at your people.
Yeah. Solid Hill TD, yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark.